out of Soho. One was black and the other was Mexican. Had a like a polio. Younger than you with a Maybach. Younger than you with a Bentley. From the got in the gently. Angry and friends with these when I was down out of so had sympathy. But that's how I go when you broke. Now I'm like mistletoe. This do my own. Not gonna lost on these new clones.
Hello again, everybody. It is the coach. You're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Chicago Bears. I'll have scores around the league for you at the half. But it's time for a little football. So we'll hand it over to our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. This was the scene a moment ago as the Bears emerged from their tunnel. Ready for football are they, and ready for football are we, as the Bears get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden, and Charles, you look at this Bears team entering play. Well, they've lost 3 straight here. That goes without saying, I guess. They could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Rams, they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And I think the sky's the limit for this team. They're playing the best football that they've played in a long time.
Carry here for Orleans Darkwa. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, set the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it. I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Hey, silver. Hey. Got the line. 180.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now Foles. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Samson Abukum in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
That one in the books as a 64-yard punt. And the Rams will be backed up deep to begin the drive as they take over 1st and 10. From the end zone, Goff. Got a man, it's Patterson complete. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL, so When they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking this time for Woods, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he's going to get this inside the 30. The numbers in last week's ball game for Robinson. 7 catches, 97 yards.
And he was able to get open there, but that's not always easy against this bunch defensively. We are deep enough into the season where numbers count. This is #1 rated defense in the NFL. He'll have a tough time.
They go play action here on first down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one's maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Here's Foles. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Wilson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. As the Rams offense comes back out, here is the NFC playoff picture coming into the weekend. As we take a look at the playoff picture, and certainly a lot of jostling still to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
Yeah, exciting for us because we get to talk about it, and, you know, at the end of the day, 6 teams are going to go from each conference, and guess what? We're going to have a playoff. But nerve-wracking for all the people involved, all the teams, because their goal is to get...
He's got a man complete. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 41 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
To throw is Goff. Oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. And he doesn't quite make it. They do stop him, but he gets it all the way down to the 1. From the gun, here's Goff. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Todd Gurley, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Now it's Wilson. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice.
Touchdown, Chicago! Allen Robinson, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to show off their quick strike ability.
Partner, one of the cardinal rules of defense is that if you're in position to make a tackle, you need to make it.
Well, and if you can't make the tackle before that, you just got to knock that ball down, right?
Yeah, something has to happen because we saw the end result there. Missed tackle, he goes all the way and takes it for a touchdown.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he is out of bounds here on the return. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you. You're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
3rd and 2, Goff. And he'll be out of bounds, getting it across the 25. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. How about the first quarter he's putting together out wide? Pretty impressive.
I think that he likes the fact that we're playing this as a day game. You know, some guys, they respond better in the evening, so for some reason it builds up. For this guy, day game, and he is off and running. You're exactly right. 100 might be conservative at the start that he's had here in the first quarter.
Yeah, by the numbers, he's on pace for 200-plus right now. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They go play action with Gurley. Now Goff. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Crayvon LeBlanc with a pick. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Trying to get it to Woods.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
Now Allen Robinson and company gearing up to go again on offense. Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
And the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
Back to throw. That's complete to the Memphis man, Anthony Miller. And he's brought down. The 15 yards there on the catch and run. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take.
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down.
It's a team game, but sometimes individuals do stand out, don't they? How about that for a twofer? tackle for the loss on the running play on the previous down, and then comes right back and gets a sack.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
Time for our first check of the NFL scoreboard. And the Colts have opened it up a bit, leading by 2 scores. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off near the 44. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right. It takes some fortitude to call that type of a play, but when it doesn't work, oh boy, you wish you hadn't.
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
They'll get him out of the dark one. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
But likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. He's going to field this at the 4. Call that a 48-yard punt and made even better by a loss on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. It's caught left side by Cooks. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. On 1st down, gone. This one left side caught by Patterson. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patterson. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Catch number 4 for him on the afternoon, and it'll give him a 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And 15 yards there on the catch and run. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
A good pickup there, 22. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game?
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Crayvon LeBlanc with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
180.
On the run, Darkwa. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. A gain of 3, second down.
Here we go.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there. And they're going
now a hit, and Foles loses the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Call it a 48-yard punt. Give them 9, though, on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 46. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side complete. It's Patterson. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Get better under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Aaron Lynch. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Patterson. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Throw left side, complete to Cup. Well, they were looking for a clutch play there on 4th, unable to come up with it.
How about that defense, though, huh? How about that D?
Yeah, momentum swing.
And, you know, I remember playing how much 4th downs were emphasized. You know, because, as you said, it's a momentum play. It's also a big test for you. You know, if people are going to go for it on 4th down, they believe you're not up to the challenge. You want to show them differently.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And his throw is incomplete.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. They'll look to throw here. He's going to let this one go deep. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
No, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. O'Donnell, he's on to punt as he gets this one away. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Rams now coming out on the field. On first down, it's gone. He gets it to Cooks. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes. A lot of receivers see the drag route as a risk-reward type of a play. The risk, going into the middle of the field where there's some big people want to hit you. But the reward is oftentimes you get lost in coverage, running a little bit underneath. And when you catch it just right, as we just saw there, the end result can be a big, big play.
Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. This offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. 3 plays, 3 pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a first and goal.
Almost felt like a lightning bolt hitting this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now first and goal, expect them to tackle right here on this play.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. No gain on the play there. They're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. This Bears defense trying to hold on. This is 3rd and goal. Third and goal, Gurley. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 4th down, Goff. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Evan Ingram, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams are in for 6.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. He's done his part, but so far it's been in a losing effort, so they've got to fix something.
But that doesn't mean changing anything, the way they're throwing the ball around and his catches and production. Keep doing that. They're going to have to fix some things likely on defense to try and slow down their opponents.
But so far he's north of 100 yards receiving. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Throw left side complete. It's Burton. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now Foles, throwing the out route incomplete. It's Wilson. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. The Bears moving hastily in the hurry-up offense. From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but over the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. And the trick play doesn't work. Good reaction there defensively, and it'll be fourth down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Nick Foles gearing up again here to go on offense. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can...
And he coughed it up! And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Foles. And he fires one that's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
And he'll complete this one to Patterson. The 20. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams add on to their lead. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the second quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the second half.
But now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting.
And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. And prior to this 3rd and 2 play, we're going to get a timeout call, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Foles. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. And the Rams are going to go ahead and take another timeout, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. It's taken to the 26. Nifty move. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver, because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done, and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. A big play there just before halftime. 43 yards.
That was a terrific catch. I mean, to go up there and get it one-handed like that. But I almost want to go into that riff about back in my day, the gloves weren't quite like this.
When did gloves really become prevalent, just in general?
I think in the 80s. I think as we started to move through the 80s, especially as we get towards the latter part of that. But a lot of those were really like baseball batting gloves to begin with not much of a tacky area on the glove. In fact, there was none. I actually remember in cold weather games wearing the old scuba gloves, which you'd wear them in diving, but they would split too easily in the course of a game. Then the glove manufacturers got smart and started adding to it, and here we are today.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Goff throwing again. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. 4 touchdown passes now for Jared Goff. And the Rams add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish the
off. Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook, but even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Yardage and be backed up to the 24. So we've come to halftime. It's the visiting Rams taking the lead to the... And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. Getting set to go again here on offense, Jared Goff trots back onto the field. Any surprise in your mind he's out there to start the second half after 4 first-half interceptions?
I used to be surprised about a lot of things, partner, but in this case I'm not, because you know they want him to be their guy. And the only way to truly establish that is to give him a chance to work through some of the issues he had in the first half.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot, but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. A play fake to Gurley. Now Goff. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Looking for Woods that time. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. Samson Abukum in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. He got it stripped. You can see the panic in his face from up here through the helmet. He was able to dive back on it.
A good bit of fortune for him, because oftentimes on a strip sack, when that ball is wrenched out of your grasp, it can go in any different direction. It can go way away from you. In this case, it didn't matter. He was able to get on it.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. It was the free safety, LaMarcus Joyner, that time, able to make the play.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And Parkey's kick is good. And that'll get the deficit down to 15. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive. As they score here, especially a touchdown, it's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. They'll look to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
But that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. And Parkey's kick is good. And they're hanging around here as the lead's down to 12. So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these threes into sixes.
And sevens, and probably even eights. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Now the Rams offense, they worked their way back on the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Orleans Darkwa, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears use this short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And the Rams getting set to go now. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Now Goff. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Leonard Floyd in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. For the last one, man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. They are going for it. Goff. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off, and now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Nickel Roby-Coleman. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to play quarterback in high school, I can do this, until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Brandon Cooks with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Rams add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now it's Wilson. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Elsewhere, a third-quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. And the Colts have scored again to widen their lead even further. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Samson Abukum in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They'll drop to throw, and incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield, but that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
This will be fielded at the 17. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Brandon Cooks and the rest of the offensive crew trotting back into place out there. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some...
Touchdown, L.A.! Brandon Cooks with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Rams add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Now it's Wilson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Middle of the field, it's Robinson. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. A gain of 6 there on first.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completions.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff there.
And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Here's Derek Lund. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. The tackle there by Mark Barron.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Back to throw here. And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this third quarter. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And this is going to be incomplete. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Aaron Lynch in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago.
Brandon Cooks. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Goff finding Cooks on a big play. 46 yards. From the gun, here's Goff. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Prince Amukamara. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. It's a first down, and that catch also puts him at 150 yards receiving now for the game. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it across the 30-yard line. 12 more yards there and another first down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. He'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete as well.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Now Foles. And Wilson has it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Now, no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance.
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Mark Barron in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Offense.
Yeah, maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
They'll look to throw. And the connection made to Terrell Pryor. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Well, this is brought in by Pryor. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better.
Offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Foles. And a hook up over the middle to Pryor. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Rams have got it back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Following the fumble recovery, gone. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's taken down, but not before getting this across midfield and just shy of the 40. A gain of 32 that time. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Escaping the pressure right. Open man right side is Ingram. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 34 yards. And the Rams take advantage of the turnover to put up 6. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning, right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Onto the field now come the Bears. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
To the right side, complete to Miller. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Ndamukong Suh. And they're going to face a third down.
Let's go.
Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
This is fielded at the 27. Unable to corral him. He fights through. 12 yards on the return that time. Checking in on Houston. It's in the fourth quarter there. And the Colts have scored again to widen their lead even further. Another victory perhaps in the cards. They're looking as good as anybody as the playoffs draw near. They go play action here on first down. And now here's another interception. Picked off near the 44. They've got good starting field position as they come up here first and 10. Here's Foles. Over the middle, complete. That's Robinson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. They're going to look to throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. Looking to throw. This is intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Now a play fake here on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And oh, at the end of it, he's stripped. Ball comes loose. And this is picked up by the Bears. And he's got room. So the big gain through the air, but scratch it all off because he could not hang on to the football.
You have to like what they did on defense here. They didn't get...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. So Allen's going to look to throw. He's letting it fly for Cooks. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on 3rd.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, If you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Well, one of the few things that's gone right for them. Likely a little too late, but maybe a little feather in their cap.
I think so, and to me, they played that play without looking at the scoreboard, without worrying about where they were in the score, because things haven't gone right, as you noted, for them much of this game. But they gave great effort there and picked up a defense that's had its share of troubles in this one.
A gain of 6 there on first. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They'll set up to throw. Now he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And now before they run this play on 4th and 1, we're going to get a break and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He's been terrific so far. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
It's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And Allen is actually going to throw it here. Rolling to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that one incomplete as it stops the clock, reading 18 seconds to go.
I guess they figure with a guy who is that hot downfield, who knows how to get the ball into the end zone, you throw it up and give him every opportunity, even though that one fell incomplete.
And got his man complete. And he takes this thing down deep into Chicago territory. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. Allen now on first down. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Woods, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden, 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying, no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they